What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Noland Pruitt, and of course, it's another night, another day, really night that the Lord has kept us, and I'm so excited to be here. Listen, I have an amazing superstar, beautiful, amazing guest. First of all, this whole season has been filled with amazing guests, and let me just stop and say thank you to everybody who stopped by the show. Thank you to everybody who's watched the show this far. I told you I was coming back hot, and baby, it's been hot ever since. And so I'm so excited for you guys. Listen, it's another Monday night, and of course, you guys are just getting home from work, getting the kids in, cooking dinner, whatever you're doing, about to rub that bath water so you can get in the bath and just relax with those candles. But whatever you're doing, you're watching Real Talk with your boy Noland Pruitt, and I want y'all to just relax, take a couple seconds, get yourself together, because I'm coming back with an amazing guest. We're about to have an amazing show, baby. You're watching Real Talk with your boy Noland Pruitt. See you in a little bit.
It's Steph.
Listen, your boy is back, and I hope you got yourself situated because we're getting ready to have an amazing show. It's about to be inspiring. We're going to talk about some juicy topics, because there's people out here really looking for love in these crazy times. And y'all believe that or not? We out here looking for love, and we're going to find it. Let me say that. You're going to find it. And I'm going to be a part of your story. Write me when you find it. Tag me in when you find your love, because I'm going to tag y'all when I find mine. But listen, I am here. I can talk to you guys all day, but let me say, please, I want you guys to like, share, and subscribe. Just like, share, and subscribe. You guys have been doing amazing so far. The numbers are growing each week, each time I come on the air. So guys, continue to do that for me, and tag your friends right now. Tag about 3 or 4 of them right now and tell them you're watching Real Talk with your boy Noland Pruitt, all right? I have an amazing guest. Sunday's Best winner. Season 2. And of course, just an amazing actress, songwriter, has credits. We're about to get into all of it. But one thing about it, she has a beautiful spirit. She is known across the world, but here at home in Atlanta, she's that girl, and we love her. I'm excited really to have her. Okay, I want y'all to welcome. Okay, I want y'all to welcome to the stage, to the Real Talk platform, Miss Crawley. Clap y'all virtual hands and give them praise. How you feeling, girl?
I'm feeling good. Glad to be here with you.
You look so beautiful.
Thank you.
Earrings is glistening. I mean, everything about it from head to toe. You look so beautiful. Feeling tonight?
I feel good tonight. I'm glad I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm ready to dive into this conversation, this little banter we're about to have.
Oh God, it's gonna be it's gonna be everything of the
Yeah.
things. Okay,
Yeah,
let me fix my wig right quick.
Okay, fix it.
Listen, I want to play a game with you, the icebreaker
Okay.
that I always do with my guests.
Okay.
I'm gonna say a name, and I'm actually gonna put two names against each other.
Okay.
And you're gonna say the name that you prefer, maybe musically, personality-wise,
Okay.
style, whatever you prefer over the other one.
Okay.
Are you ready for that?
Yeah. It's just a preference, guys.
It's just a preference. I love that. You see how she phrased that?
God.
It's just a preference.
I mean, don't get into it too much. Okay, let's go.
Oh, let's go. All right, here we go. We're gonna start really hard.
Okay.
Okay, all right, Here we go. Aretha Franklin or Diana Ross?
Aretha.
All right, what was that? Aretha Franklin or Patti LaBelle?
Aretha.
Wow, Aretha's still winning. Aretha Franklin or Gladys Knight?
Mm.
Do,
Ooh.
do, 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 do,
Oh, my
do. We have to
goodness.
find that sound. I'm
I'm going to still have to say Aretha.
All right, Aretha still takes it. All right, Aretha Franklin or Shaka Khan?
Oh, my goodness. Not the two Aryan women.
Oh, really? I never
Are they
knew that.
Oh, yes. All the divas. And Diana Ross.
I never knew that.
Aretha or Shaka. Come on now. That is... You know what? I'm going to give Shaka on this one.
Okay, I love it.
And I'm gonna say, can I explain why?
You
Elaborate more? Because Shaka is fire. She's
Oh, God, yeah.
she's all things like just sensual and sexy and
I love that. I love that.
She's fire.
I love that. Okay, Shaka. Shaka, you're winning now. Shaka Khan or this is Bessie, ain't it?
Okay.
Shaka Khan or Jasmine Sullivan?
Jasmine, I'm sorry. Tone, texture,
God.
beauty.
Beauty. She gives
hidden,
body.
You know what? This just came to my spirit. Hidden gem.
Oh God.
Not so much that she is hidden, but she's a gem. And I want to meet her.
Yeah.
I really do. I really do.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Jasmine, if your people are watching, we have to make this connection on
I
real
just want
talk.
to sit with her.
Oh, wouldn't that be dope?
I
I gotta continue the game. We could talk
Okay,
about
go.
Jasmine all the time. Jasmine Sullivan or Brandy Noland?
Goodness.
Yeah, it's tough. I know. I guess
This is very tough because they're both one of one.
Yeah.
Right?
one-on-one.
There's no comparison.
Yeah,
God.
Yeah.
Dog.
yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, because I grew up on Brandy.
Yeah.
So Full Moon is the
Woo.
R&B Bible.
Prince Charming, my
Ooh,
angel.
yes,
Woo.
sir.
My
Yes,
God.
sir. So I have to go with my girl.
Two more.
Okay,
Brandy,
okay.
you're winning. Two more. Brandy Norwood or Whitney Houston.
Well, because Brandy gleaned from Whitney.
Come on, of course.
And because Whitney is the voice.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to say Whitney.
Whitney Houston. Okay, we can go home on this right now, but we're not.
Okay.
Why? Because we have one more.
Okay.
Whitney Houston or Iana Crawley. Let's say it right now. Who is it?
Well, I was always told to advocate for myself.
I heard it right.
And if don't nobody believe in you, you got to believe in your own.
I heard it
I'm
right.
true to thine own self.
I
so
love
I'm
it.
just going to pick me tonight.
Iana Crawley is the winner of this contest. Y'all clap your hands for Iana Crawley. I love that. Listen, you are just amazing. You're full of life. You're full.
Thank
A lot of
you.
people have come to know you from Sunday's Best, right? But we got to back this thing up even before Sunday's Best happened.
Yeah.
Who was Miss Iana Crawley? How did it start for you?
Oh, wow. Iana Crawley, a girl from D.C., Southeast Washington, D.C.
Yes.
I love my city. Big ups to D.C.
Yeah.
Love it, our culture and everything. So Iana was just a young girl. I was pretty much like this as a young girl, always dancing and singing. I took hold to the arts.
Yeah.
And that's what cultivated me. That's what I surrounded myself with. I love, like I said, dancing, singing, performing. I was a young cheerleader coach. I was a majorette.
What?
I played violin for 5 years. So all the arts, all the things. I painted. I wanted to do all the art things. So Iana is who you see now. She was back then.
I love it.
But just a little more cultivated, grown up, mature.
Yeah.
You know? Uh-huh.
It looks great on you.
Thank you.
I love that. I love that. So moving into this Sunday Best thing, how did that happen?
So
now
okay,
because you're multifaceted. Now, let me ask you this. Was gospel the the career move for you? I mean, of course, we grew up in church, we grew up with God, but was that the career move for you, or how did that actually happen?
So gospel has always been in me. I grew up in a musically inclined family.
Okay.
Glenn Jones is my uncle who married my aunt, Genobi Ajita, who once was on Malik. She was the first gospel artist on female gospel artist on Malico Records. She traveled with the Grace. If you ask people about her, they know who she is.
Shout out.
So shout out to them.
Yeah.
So I grew up in gospel, but I also had blues around me.
Okay.
So if you think of the Medea house, that's how my grandmother's house was.
Okay.
Every day, that was the hub. We came after school, came over grandma's house. People came from work, came over grandmother's house, and it was always music everywhere, right? So fast forward to Sunday Best.
Yeah.
I had been singing in a go-go band for 7 years in D.C.
Come
so
on, go-go.
I did all the things. You better know it. You better know it. So I did all the things. I tried out for American Idol. They denied me. They looked at me and said, "You're beautiful. You can sing, but you're not what we're looking for." So each one of those shows, they already have a preset
100%.
voice thing that they're looking for.
Right.
So I wasn't what they were looking for that year. So when Sunday Best came around, everybody was just like, "Oh my God, Yanni, Sunday Best audition is coming here. This is you. This is it." And I'm like, "Y'all, this ain't me.
Yeah.
I'm still singing in clubs. I done had a baby out of wedlock." So I'm thinking on those things, because I know church can be hard sometimes. God. You know what I'm saying?
God, yeah.
And Grace wasn't in.
It wasn't in style then.
It wasn't in style then. The way it is now.
Right.
Thank you, God, for grace. But no, so I wasn't thinking about it. I got up that day. I had somebody said that he was going to sit outside and wait for me, because I wasn't using Sunday Best, and not like that. Sunday Best gave me my platform, but I went. I wasn't even expecting to win. I just had my second baby.
Yeah.
I was feeling away. I was in a little depressed state. Then relationship wasn't going where I wanted to.
Yeah.
Had this baby, and I'm just like, and I had another baby out of wedlock. This ain't for me.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I stayed the course.
Yeah.
I'm glad I committed my works to God, because He was the only one I relied on.
Yeah.
And went through the vigorous audition process.
Yeah.
And came out, and
You was that girl. Here I am.
But even if you look at Sunday Best, I always say this: they didn't give me traditional songs. They gave me "Waiting on the World to Change." Ain't no need in worrying. Those crossover songs. So Grandma's Hands, when they gave me that, I cried.
Yeah.
But that's the song that set me apart.
Yeah.
And everybody says that's the song that you won on.
That is so true.
Listen. So they saw that mainstream in me, and I'm glad that they saw that. But I didn't think that it was going to allow me to win, because I thought Jessica Reedy had it in the bag. She had the low tones, and church girl, that. And I'm a church girl too, but I just didn't think that I was going to win, but I thank God that I did.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
The judges then, was Tina and Erica?
Tina and Erica and BB Winans.
And BB, that's right.
BB
that's
said,
right.
"You're sassy." And what's crazy is it was prophetic, because my company, back then I named my company Sassy Soulstress Music.
Wow.
So when he said that, I said, okay.
Right. BB, you owned us up.
You own us something.
You've been around long enough. You owned us something. Shout out to BB Winans and Erica and Tina.
Fine stuff.
What is some lessons, or what is a story you can share on Real Talk that just you still remember today from that experience? Like, oh my God, that happened.
You want me to tell you?
Yes, please.
So walking down those stairs,
Okay.
that was my biggest fear, because I'm clumsy. A lot of people don't know I'm very clumsy.
Okay, and then stairs to
the stairs, to the stage.
Okay, got it.
Remember how I had when I was singing Grandma's Hand, I had to walk down.
I got you.
I was holding on to that thing so tight.
Okay.
I almost did not make that last step. It kind of, and I had to kind of catch myself.
Stop.
Baby, had I failed, I would have been singing Grandma's Hands on Iana's.
That would have been a whole Beyonce moment. You remember
what?
when she
Because I'm too cool to be embarrassed. Oh, I would have made it a thing.
Oh, you would have kept that in the repertoire.
What?
I love that.
I wouldn't have told them, "Hey, don't edit this. Leave it right here on my knee." Grandma's Hands. So that's a funny moment. I was just nervous about falling.
Yeah. But you did your thing. You did your thing.
Thank you.
From that experience, we're moving on. That happened. They announced you. What happened? Because the transition, a lot of times you can get different stories. Because some people have different experiences. After they win, things go this way. Leandra Johnson, you kind of went that way. So after the winning, what kind of happened? What took place for you?
God was really in my favor, because I have heard some horror stories.
Yeah.
I won a car, $52,000 car.
Yeah.
I got a cash prize, and I got a record deal. The only thing that kind of went awry, I think, is they didn't really have established, record company to take on. And then what I didn't like, looking back then, I didn't really have my hands in the creative control of it. It's kind of like, here are some music producers, and shout out to the producers and everything, because I still love the Promise album.
Yes,
but I don't think it was totally me. But I got some good stuff out of it. And then I was able to maneuver myself out of the contract because, some things were breached. Yeah. And then, so I've been doing my thing, recreating myself and keeping my music alive and doing what I need to do. So it wasn't all bad. I'm not even gonna say it was bad. Yeah. I had a great experience. Everything that happened was supposed to happen. Everything is as it should be.
I love that. I love that. Shout out to that. Yeah. And y'all, we're doing these. Y'all watching Real Talk with your boy Noland Pruitt. The iconic Iyanna Crawley is on the couch with me. Real Talk. I mean, this is You should kind of let that set in your belly a little bit.
I'm a hold on to that.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
It's going. I'm telling you. You heard it here live on Real Talk with your boy Noland Pruitt. But listen, this is what I want to say. Yeah. This before we get into. Because we're getting into love, we're going to talk about, and I just want to hit some of the highlights of your career right now. Is that okay? So the next time, I mean, I've been following you for a long time, but I'll wake up one day and turn on Coming to America too, and just see you, in the end and singing one of the most beautiful love songs.
Someone to kiss.
Yes, can we just do that?
Someone to miss.
Yes, ma'am.
Lonely hours of love and despair.
Yeah.
To be loved.
Yeah.
To be loved.
Yeah.
Oh, what a feeling to be loved.
Listen, 8. I'm on there watching like, yes. Originally, that song was played when she's getting on by the what's that man that sings the original guy?
Otis, is it Otis Redding?
Yes, I think so. Redding? I believe so. Fact check this if not.
Fact check, yeah.
But you're on the screen. How did that? Let's get into that whole thing of this movie appearance here.
Just being here, this is the hub where people, when good people gonna call on you because you're good people.
Right.
So it was just good to be in the know of some good people. Shout out to the Bettys who called me. Was like, hey, we got a situation. We need to put a choir together, some girls together to do this movie. So I was like, okay, cool. What's the movie? They was like, yeah, Coming to America too. I said, and when we going?
Right. I love that.
I remember pulling up to the house and the Lord spoke to me and my spirit was just like, y'all, we're going to end up doing something a little more because we was just supposed to be like a fill-in, add-in, just standing there. We got there, rearranged the song. They loved it. And that's how we was able to stand there and was able to sing and everything. I said, I spoke that thing.
I love it.
You hear me?
I love it.
So it was a great experience.
Yeah.
It really, really was.
There's a really power to speaking things, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. That's why you have to be careful.
Yeah.
I mean, people, you read the Bible or not. The Bible says there's life and death in your tongue, right?
Yeah.
You can edify yourself. Or you can sing yourself straight on down.
Yeah.
And keep yourself right in a place because you're not speaking life over yourself.
Yeah. Continuously.
Yeah. Don't just say it one time. You got to speak it until you see it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Seeing Eddie Murphy, a quick story. Experience. Was he everything you thought he would be in person?
Yes. Yeah. He was so accommodated, so nice. And the people kept saying, he must really like y'all because he's not talkative. Taking pictures, asking questions. He asked me, he said, how you know this song? This song older than you. I said, just stuff. So we got to remember some of these, you run into some of these celebrities, you're like, I don't never want to see them again.
Yes.
But
especially in gospel.
Let's not even get into that. Isn't that sad?
Isn't that something?
Nobody is meek and lowly. You're trying to be like Jesus. Jesus was meek. He was humble. But you want to be high-minded.
Except for CeCe Winans. She is Jesus' first cousin.
No, she's Jesus' sister.
No, real life, though.
Real
sister.
life.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
She's amazing.
But getting back to it, he was very, very nice. Very, very sweet.
Yes, okay, so get into it. We see your comments coming in, y'all. I'm sorry. Yes, I will be giving her, and we got comments coming in for you, so we'll be reading those later. Okay, so right now what we're doing, we're hitting the highlights because this lady has just been around the world now. Yeah. Okay. Listen, we did not know until, of course, the passing of the beautiful, amazing Miss Angie Stone.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that you have credits out here, baby, until you shared that beautiful story about having placement on her album, then giving some more stuff. So let's get into a little bit of that.
Yeah, a lot of people have said that.
Yeah.
I don't. I guess I don't talk about what I've done enough. And I don't know why. It's a thing.
Yeah.
But that day, the Lord was like, share.
Yeah.
Because this is your relationship. This was your relationship with her. So I met Angie Stone. She came to D.C. I was singing background for her. Can't remember the year. I'm bad with years.
Yeah.
But she came and I was singing and she was just so nice. I felt her spirit. She was just like homegirl. So my spirit was like, yeah, you need to tell her about these songs you wrote because they sound just like her.
Okay.
So I said, Miss Angie, call her Miss Angie before I started calling her Angie, her sister. I said, I got some songs that I think you'll like. She said, sing it to me. I sang.
Right.
I had $1 for every time you lie. I would be a rich girl. She said, I love it. She said, I'm going to come and record it. And she said, and whatever else you got, we're going to do. So and then I gave her Do What You Got to Do. And I wrote those songs. Those songs are older than my baby boy. They're almost like 20, 22 years old.
Right.
Wrote those songs. So her debut album, Rich Girl, that's my song.
That's
and
your
then
song.
Do What You Got to Do is on there. And then we wrote another song with sisters, me, her, Tweet, and this other girl.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shout out to that. So because it makes sense, because you told us your story was you're multi-talented, writer, playing an instrument, all this stuff. So that makes sense of now your writing chops. You know what I'm saying? Who are some artists that you see yourself writing for now? Let's get into that.
I just did a song and I said, ooh, Jasmine can do that.
Ooh. When I tell you the song you write for Jasmine,
I just did.
he's nasty.
Yeah, like some of my writers, like back in the day when I was doing demos and writing and stuff, because I have a whole R&B album people don't even know about.
Shut up.
Yeah, I haven't released it. I want to redo it, but I was doing it from the perspective of from the ear of that bad boy era, like Faith, Mary J. Kelly Price. Like it sounds like that, and even when I listen to my voice, like I'm hearing like. Yeah, you wanted to give that to Faith. Oh yeah, Mary could have hit that. So, but who I would love to sit and just be in a room with, there's so many people. Yeah. So I love so many people. Yeah. You know, I would love to sit with Jasmine. Yeah. I would love to sit with
yeah, I would see.
I always say Dietrich Haddon. I love him. I love Dietrich.
God, we're spirit twins.
I love Dietrich. My aunt loved Dietrich. She gone on way, but she was like, I like that boy.
Yeah.
And Well Done was her favorite song.
Mine is Father, we are all sincere to show you. What is that song called? I don't know. What a mighty God we serve.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I don't know why I scream like that, but it just brings it out of my belly.
No, he brings it out.
He brings it out. I think I'm in the talks to get him on the show. I want to say that because people don't give Dietrich enough credit as a vocalist and everything else. The dude's amazing. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to Dietrich.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think so many others. You know, so many others.
Yeah. But we're going to get this. We keep speaking this thing. This Jasmine thing's going to happen quick.
Yeah. Even if I just sit with her. That's it.
Well, if you sit with it, we already know what's going to happen.
Already know what's going to happen.
Because you two in the room is going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, and she's an Aries too.
Get into this Aries. I thought
a lot of people don't get, okay, the astrology, I get it, you know. But I'm just saying, I know my Kendrick folk.
I found out that she's an Aries on the show. Yeah. And so what did you tell me about that? They are a couple things.
We are, first of all, we're born leaders. There is no middle ground with us. It's either we here or we here. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
So as much as you see me just this jovial person, you don't ever want to get me on that side.
Oh, because it's two extremes
it's too extreme. I always tell people I have an extremist personality. Like if I like it, I love it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I love that.
And when I love you, I love you.
Yeah.
Right? And when I don't like you, I don't like you.
I mean, it's either way. But you know what you're going to get.
But I stay true to thine own self.
Yeah, I get that.
But I love everybody, though.
Yeah.
You know, there's no hate bone in my... That's why I use dislike. You got to know your words.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to like everybody.
Yeah. Hate's a little strong.
It's a little strong. I don't think black people don't have a hate bone.
I really don't think
Okay,
so.
so all right.
Let's move on with that.
Okay.
So you got to that. You got to this. Your writing bag. Then you just went because I know it came from a lot of places. You lost the loss of Miss Angie was so great, but the way you sang and the way you ministered really we could have just cut the cameras off right now because you came from a place of conviction, a place of musical creativity. It was all in one for us, the watchers who were experiencing it. I literally sat back and watched you on the stream and I was like, something's happening. Like an oil was happening, and it was like, I really wish, like, if we just had 2 seconds to just press into that thing, because breakthrough, it's like, you was in your bag. Is that a way to describe gospel? You were in your bag in that moment. What were you feeling? I mean, of course, the loss, you were feeling that. But what was going on in your spirit, in your head?
The bag would be the anointing that God
for sure
pressed upon me, because when I have those divine moments, I don't remember them, and I don't remember it.
Wow.
I tell people that all the time. When I did Dream Girls, one time, it was one night, one show that I don't remember. So when those moments happen, I don't remember. I just know I just asked God for his strength, because she was a real friend to me.
Yeah.
And here's the ticket too. I grieved her, but I also was grieving the others that I hadn't grieved before. So the Lord had brought that up in my spirit also, just saying, this is going to be hard for you because you have a way of brushing death under the rug. So losing my sister, my grandma, even losing my grandmother at an early age of 13, who was my girl, who showed me all my prissy and pretty. That was my girl. And her name was Anna Mae.
All right.
All of those that I brushed up under the rug kind of came up in the debris when I found out how. And then it was so tragic, right?
Right.
So it was almost like I was singing for all of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. That's beautifully said. Shout out to that answer, man. Wow. Because a lot of people do suppress.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You got to grieve.
Yeah.
You have to. You have to.
Yeah.
Because if not, it's going to come back up, or it's going to show up in your action.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And that can be an ugly thing.
That can be an ugly thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. So for singers, because you are an amazing vocalist,
thank you.
I will put you really not just in gospel, because you've never really just given one lane. Some people, artists, is like every song is yeah, like it's never like you can sing anything you really want to sing. But for singers, what do you listen to and listen for that makes a singer a good singer?
Wow, what do I listen to and listen for? I like a singer that has heart, that I can feel what they're singing. Yeah, because that's what I was taught. When you sing, put it in a play. Donald Lawrence told me on Sunday Best, when I received Grandma's Hands, and I told you I cried. He said, Yanni, you know how to tell a story. He said, think about your grandma. Yeah. So when I listen to singers, I listen for tone and texture. I like all the frills and the runs and all of that good stuff, because we all can do it. We all can do the things.
Color it, right.
Color, embellish your music.
Yeah, right.
But I listen for that tone. I listen for texture, and I look for showmanship. I look for entertain me. Yeah. Move me in a way. Yeah. I want to see your niche, because a singer, all singers have a thing that they do. People say I twist my lip.
I wanted to get into that. I want to get into that.
I want to see the quirky, the thing that the singer do, because I'm observant, so I want to see that thing. Whether you move your hands when you're going through your motion, or and I have this thing with my shoulders too that I sing when I do, and I turn to this side and kind of. So I'm looking for all of those things.
What did you start doing? When did that happen?
My daddy sang my family sang like.
So it's in your family. Cause I said this girl when you twist that mouth, you know you're going for it. I said when that mouth twist.
When it go like that, mean business.
Yeah, you and Dorinda Clark Cole have that thing going
on.
Yeah, when she puts that thing to the side of her mouth. Yeah. I'm gonna take that next time I sing.
Okay, go ahead.
Can I borrow it? She's giving permission online, so I'm gonna take it. So let's get into that. I had to hit her highlights. There's so many to name. There's so many still to come. Yes. But I just wanted to shout you out because you have always been working. You've always been seen. You've always been out here, and you continue to even do so. Let me ask you: are there moments where you just like, I don't know? Because the industry can be a lot. Record labels are not record labeling like they used to be. independent is the way of the world now. But you still deal with the industry, what this industry is. How are you managing it now in the world that we're living in? And that's a question I really want to ask for all artists who are watching, because if things are so changed so much, how are you managing everything right now?
I think I'm managing pretty well. I was just on the phone with someone today because I was just telling them it's time. There were moments where I felt like I wasn't seen. But I quickly have to remind myself that it's very cliquish. And I'm not with the cliques. I'm not for brown nosing, if you would. I was going to say something else, but I'm not going to say that. But but it's good to be in the spaces and places because you got to show your face and all that, like the BMIs, and then the Stellars and all the places is good. But I'm never there, seeking, what can I get? What can I do? I'm there to create and foster relationships and things of that nature.
Right.
I just believe I think God kept me in a space for a reason. And then plus, I'm a single mom, and I had to raise my boy. So it was quality over quantity. I love that. Couldn't be here and there and
popping
everywhere.
Like that, yeah.
Popping like that. But how am I managing? I think I've done a pretty good job. Yeah. Especially not having a record label behind me, having put out, a EP and a single. So shout out to the people who helped me with doing those things, the team that I had. And so now it's time to recreate. And so I have to dig in my bag often. Yeah. It gets tiresome sometimes because you have to recreate and be innovative. And I'm not the most techie person. So this whole, you got to post, you got to do this, you got to create this. And I'm just like,
Not even that.
Just
you have to do it.
Be the artist.
Right. You have to do it 3 times a day, I heard.
There are times, what's the peak time? You got to do it this and this. And I'm just like, okay. But then that's where your team comes in at.
Right.
But when you're independent, and doing things and you still have bills and things, you just quality over quantity. Okay, what can I do here?
Yeah.
To kind of get me here. Can you help me here?
Yeah.
What we need to do. So I just thank God for the resilience in me. The resiliency. Because sometimes I do want to say, forget it.
Yeah.
But then I'm just like, nah, because you're going back on what God gave you. God gave you this voice. And this is the pathway that He's opened up for you. You chose this. He gave it to you. Now He gave us free will.
Right.
Now you chose this. Right. Now you work this thing.
You work what He chose. What you chose. What God has given
Absolutely.
you to work. I love that. Let me ask you, and we're going to switch because I want to talk about love with her.
Okay.
We're going to get into the things of the things. Okay. But what is this thing in gospel that may not be so fun for you? In the sense of. Because gospel, Carlton, not Carlton Banks. Shout out to not Carlton Banks. Is it not Carlton Banks?
Is it not Carlton Banks?
I think so. I think that's what his name. We'll fact check you, but shout out to you. Bun. Was it? Not Carlton Banks.
My girl is Lily and grandma and the grandma.
Yes. Shout out to the Bay. Hey, let me tell you, he eats the character. My new character is starting to be the one that cooks with the chest. The auntie. Yeah. My you made a great post. If you're watching, hope you will. He made a great thing that gospel sometimes is very what's it called, gatekept. And a lot of the main ones will still be the main ones for 50 years, and there's a whole nother generation who's still trying to get
their foot in the door.
Is that a thing, or is that just something? Or is it just something that we just imagine? Or it's like everybody knows it, but we don't. Are we not supposed to say it? How do you feel about that statement?
Again, that's why I only go in spaces and places where I feel like, because it is, I believe it's a thing.
It's a thing.
You know, I've seen it. I just seen it recently.
Yeah.
And it kind of happened to me, but I just sit back and I say, it just wasn't my room tonight. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to call on the same singers and this, because you hide and this. I just believe in fairness. You give everybody a chance.
Yeah.
If the mic is being tossed around, don't just pass it to the ones that we always hear.
Yeah.
Let somebody else bless the mic. You never know what their voice can do for somebody in the room.
Right.
Because not everybody is not called to the same people.
Yes, 100%.
100%.
100%.
There's an anointing on your voice that can reach somebody that other person can't reach.
I believe that, yeah.
So
I believe that.
So why not?
Yeah.
So, you know.
Do you think we have hope of changing? But let me say, I think because independence is so strong now with independencies and creating your own path. Because all we have to do now is really get hot on social media with our music.
One good and you're gone.
And you're out. You know what I'm saying? Do you think that has broke up some of the structure that was kind of keeping everybody down, I think it's kind of broke it up a little?
Yeah. I think more people are being seen, being heard, getting out there. It's so many good art. Like I get tired of listening to news. I can't learn. You know how you try to learn a song? It's just like, oh, but I like this too. Who is this artist?
Yeah.
So I'm glad that technology, social media, all of that stuff has given us that kind of that avenue to where, artists you wouldn't even hear about, you can now hear about because it's on your timeline or somebody didn't, shared it and you're just like, oh my goodness. So it kind of break up that thing.
I love it.
But you still got your staple ones that's right there that ain't going nowhere. Okay?
Oh, they're going to tour until they can't tour no more. And I love that.
Go ahead, love it for them.
I love it for them.
I love it.
But we, the people, are looking for new faces.
Yeah.
We really are.
Yeah.
Especially in the genre that we love. Because nowadays, it's sad when you get turned on by new people from social media, but not by the main stages.
Yeah. I just think they should, when you're touring, have a contest. Choose an indie artist.
I love that.
To open up. That's what I would do.
I love that.
And then, get them some following and, all of that good stuff. Because every city that you go to, you're reaching masses of people. So get you about 2 or 3 artists, give them 5 minutes.
And there's a new artist everywhere they're going.
Everywhere you go. Get somebody in that city.
Right.
Give them 10 minutes. That's all they need.
Yep. I love that. It's gonna come to pass.
It's gonna come to pass.
So more of these conversations.
Yeah.
Thank you for Not Culture Base for starting that conversation. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into. You have 2 amazing sons.
2 amazing boys.
What's their names?
Their names are Roger and Theus.
Roger and Theus.
Yeah.
And you became a mother. Let's get into this whole your experience of it. I mean, first of all, I can't wait till the day I become a father. I really want that moment.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It's a love like you never know.
Yeah.
It's it's a scary thing though. Because of the world. Right?
Yeah.
And because I had boys, I couldn't coddle them. At some point you have to let them go and let them be.
Yeah.
Right? And that's a scary thing. But the Bible does says train up a child in the way that he should go and he'll never depart from it. So when I hear my sons regurgitate the things that I so pound in their head, in their ear, when I thought they wasn't listening, they were inclining their ear because they giving it back to me, especially my baby boy and my oldest. I call them my David and my Jeremiah.
Okay, why you call them that?
David in the Bible. That's my oldest one.
Okay.
Now, he had him some trouble.
But he's a man after God's own heart.
Man after God's own heart.
Right.
And he's strong.
Yeah.
He's I told you, both my boys are Virgos.
Yeah, shout out to the
very
Virgos.
Smart.
Yes.
That baby boy of mine, prophet. And he don't even know it's on him. But he'll realize it.
Wow.
He will realize it.
Wow.
He will realize it one day. And I've been knowing that since his early age.
Yeah.
Like he was a baby, I think about 3, and I don't know where he got it from. He just said, Mom. I said, yes. He said, you should be named Eve. And I was like, okay, Lord, what are you saying? The giver of life.
Where are we going with
the first
this?
one.
Right.
What are you saying?
Right.
But I ate the apple. Oh.
Right.
Where are you coming?
Where are we going?
Yes, my 2 beautiful boys and my baby boy, he is graduating and going on to college at HBCU. I'm not going to release which one it is.
Yeah. Right. Keep some things under the rug. Yeah.
God's grace.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because having a son at 17, I could have fallen into this, she's not going to be nothing. Her boys, either they're going to be in jail or this and that because, but I was strategic about the environments that my sons were in. That's why I picked up and I moved to Atlanta because I knew I wanted to make a better life for them. Just give them, not that they didn't have a good life, but just to give them something other than what I saw all of my life. And so now they're flourishing and I'm glad God entrusted their lives with me.
Send back in awe.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, you done the work. So you deserve that.
Yeah.
Growing up in DC, was it? Okay, because it's a city.
It's a city, baby.
City.
It's a city.
Yeah.
And I grew up in the city. I grew up in Southeast.
Yeah.
A good known terrible hood was right up the street from me.
Wow.
It's been times we had to drop to the floor. We are good,
Yeah,
all that good stuff.
yeah.
Drug house right next door,
You know,
It was given.
all
But
that
I
good
mean,
stuff.
All the good stuff. Walking the house, I done seen some good days and I've seen some bad
Right,
days.
right.
But I won't complain.
That's what
the song says.
I love that.
But I grew up next door to my grandmother, so and my family kind of dominated the area. Cousins, aunties, everybody lived within maybe 2 or 3 blocks from each other.
Okay.
My father's mother was next door, and then my mother's was 2 streets over, and then my mother tell it at 7 I ran away, and they found me crossing a very, very busy street, and they asked me where I was going. I said, I'm going to my Anja Danja house, and that was my grandmother, Anna Mae.
Really?
So you just imagine me just being this, I was always the rebellious one.
Right.
But anyway, so growing up in the city, I tell people you have best of the both worlds with me. I'm a city girl, but I got country culture. So that's why you see me when I'm on live. I'm in the kitchen, I'm cooking, I'm singing, and my little moo-moo and all that good
And they
stuff.
say you can cook.
Huh?
They say you could do throw a little grease in that skillet.
Huh?
Oh,
I can
okay.
do more than throw the grease in the skillet. I done shuck corn,
What
I done picked peas, I done done it all.
what is a dish that you really know that I'm
I'ma lay it down?
I'm gonna knock that out the park.
That I'ma knock it out?
Yeah.
What's that dish?
What's that dish?
I can cook a
And
mean...
y'all, it better not be no spaghetti. It better not be no spaghetti. Okay, wait, probably a little bit more than spaghetti. I'm sorry. Y'all see her face? Thank you, cameraman. Thank you.
My salmon croquettes, grits, fried potatoes.
Salmon croquettes, really?
So here's the thing. Breakfast is I love breakfast.
Okay,
food,
okay.
Right? I just made some crab cakes the other day. I love seafood also. So yes. Uh-huh. So yeah, go get your can.
I'll take that spaghetti statement back.
You
can make me
But
some.
guess what? That's a every 2-week dish because I got them boys in there and they're gonna eat on thereof.
That spaghetti get
for
you
three, 4 days.
I'm telling you.
Okay, when I don't feel like cooking.
Oh my God, I love crab cakes.
You love crab
cakes?
cakes?
Yeah, and my grandfather always would have my grandma make salmon croquette.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. But my sister is the cook.
Yeah.
But I can throw down.
I love that.
I can keep a man's belly fed and full.
And speaking of that, we're going to segue
Segue.
into, I want to know
Mm-hmm.
that first guy, your first son, how did you meet? You met, he's a neighborhood guy in high school?
Yeah.
Okay, tell us a little bit about that.
When he walked into the cafeteria, I told my best friend, I said, he going to be my boyfriend.
Really?
You see that speaking that thing?
See, you've been doing this for your whole life, though.
And not even knowing it.
Wow.
Yeah, and I didn't know that he was going to give me a baby. Well, I knew because I was doing grown-up things at a young age.
You was doing grown-up things.
I mean, I didn't know that was going to happen, but that happened. But,
Right.
It's not a regret, not a mistake. My baby's here. You know what I'm saying? I was just moving a little fast.
Yeah.
That's all. Looking for love in all the wrong places.
Yeah. That's
I
a
was,
thing.
I was that girl.
So that experience
Mm-hmm.
and dating and all this, how has that been? Because we talked earlier off the show
Mm-hmm.
about experience in dating from a man's perspective, but I want to, what is it? I know it's trash out here for men, I think it's not too good, but what do you think?
But I have hope in love.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not going to say a hopeless romantic because I don't want to be like that. Well, I don't care what anybody think. I am a hopeless romantic. I am that one that believes in love.
Yeah.
I'm that one that will watch Notebook every so often just so I can see. I'm that one that will watch Eat, Pray, Love just to get to see, how you go from something that you're not supposed to be in, then step out on faith and go move and do something out of the ordinary. But then here comes that love you wasn't even expected, but then you're scared because you don't want your heart broken again.
Set it up.
But then you jump right back into it because there's something in him that sparks something in you at the end to remind you that love will win.
So with that essence, is it okay if I circle the block because I know that's the one?
Ooh. Well, you got to make sure when circling that block, you don't,
It's a lot. It's a lot. And she feels it in her shoulders. It's getting right there.
You see my shoulders?
That lip turned up too.
Listen.
What made you go far from the block, from the first block in the first place?
Uh-oh.
Now,
that's the first question.
That's the first question. You have to think about what it's going to cost you to go back. You have to think about the cost. Okay.
You don't know. Oh, okay.
And that's what came into my head, though. So you just got to be very, very careful with that.
Yeah.
Because something led you from that.
Yeah.
In the first place.
Right.
But change can happen.
Change can happen. Right.
And if that person is showing you differently, showing up differently, and handling you differently, and you the same, with that person, then I think it could work. But if they come in, oh Lord, I just saw this not too long ago. Somebody was like, "Would you?" I said, because I'm still seeing the residue. It's still there, and I don't want that on me because it took me a long time to dust that off.
Yeah,
I can't go
because
back
some
there.
people are going to be who they are forever, regardless.
And so
I don't care how much you texting better,
Absolutely.
you're doing better,
Absolutely.
but you are still going to be you.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
and especially if you have done your work and this person hasn't, it's going to always. You're never going to meet here. You're always going to be right.
Yeah.
So I just rather not circle that block.
Yeah. So we're not circling blocks, okay, tonight, be encouraged. So anybody's watching tonight, we both have decided, no circling of the blocks, but here, can we do this?
And that's just for us.
That's
We're
for
not
us.
saying- right.
Okay.
Not for them.
I try to put it on y'all, huh?
You
It's
did.
just, it's because everybody
That's
has a
what-
different situation.
Situational. There
got
you go.
that.
So now what you want to ask? How is
Now-
dating now?
Yes. How's dating now? Yeah. Wow, wait, listen, I have a studio audience here tonight. Of course, we have Jay that's running behind the camera, the whole thing. But then my sisters are here. Samantha and Sierra are here. You probably can't see it, but they came only because I said I'm interviewing Miss Iana Crawley, and they said, "Oh, well, I want to be there. I want to be." Oh, yeah.
Hey, girl.
And they some singing girls too. So y'all,
Uh-oh.
yeah,
Okay.
they some
Okay,
singing
okay,
girls
okay.
too. So, but yeah, dating is just.
I don't know if I'm not going to the right places. So here's the thing. The sites. I've tried the dating sites. I have.
Yeah.
Went on a couple of dates. They were cool. But I don't that's not my zhuzh.
Yeah.
Maybe because I'm old school and I want to meet, but you gotta go out so you can meet them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I love live spots. I'm starting now to be intentional. Like when I was driving over here, I saw a place that said wine making. Right? So grown man. I want to go where the grown men are. Right?
Yeah.
Cigar lounges.
You know, you ready to say that next. Cigar.
Because
I heard the ballers be in there.
when I went, it was all in my clothes. I can't take it. And then for me as a singer,
As a singer, yeah.
I can't do it. It gets in, so I don't know. I have to find maybe some festivals, wineries, things of that nature. Because the caliber of man, where I am now and the age, just turning another age, the maturation, the maturity, and my palate is different.
Ooh, come on, palate.
It's different.
Yeah.
The things that I used to like, they're not moving me anymore.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm older and I've done this mother thing by myself since I was 17, taking care of myself since, a young age, doing what I have to do when I have to do it. I now want to live in this free. You see how this is free flowing?
Yeah.
You see I'm just up under this and I'm moving that's how I want to move.
Do we call that soft era?
Soft. I didn't want to say it because it's overly used.
It's overly used.
But I want to be in my lady era.
Ooh.
My woman era.
Can we replace soft with that lady woman era?
Yeah, because
so what
I've
does that
grown
mean
into
as a
this.
man who's listening to that, who will be watching the show, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Call in if you're being encouraged. But listen, we're gonna vet you though, but just be encouraged. So some people who want to hear that, men who hear that, what does that mean for them? Does that mean, I gotta, I gotta man up more. I gotta, like, what does that actually mean?
What is man up?
Ooh, good question.
What
So
is
some men think over masculinity, over overstretching to make sure that the money is really doing the talking for them. A lot of men, we are taught that, of course, providing and stuff like that, but we have to be over. That's the word I want to use. It's over everything just to prove our worth in a situation at times.
And we have some things to prove too, especially if we're, coming to. I'm all about togetherness because we're a movement by ourselves, but we're a force when we're together. I mean, that's a song.
I love
right?
that.
And that's in love, that's in relationships, that's in whatever. So when, for me, because I want to be in this right here, now let me digress a little bit. A lot of people say, I know your DMs are blowing up. I know you just probably get, but I don't.
That's what I was going to ask you. Being on stage and traveling like you do, I was going to
know. I don't want to say it's intimidation. I don't know. I don't want to say that because I don't want to speak that and then it be they are intimidated. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm I don't
Right,
know.
right.
I mean, and it's not a cry like, oh, I'm desperate for you to say, but talk to me. I don't bite.
Yeah.
Say something.
Yeah.
You know? If
Yeah.
you don't, you'll never know. Right?
Tamar Braxton said the same thing
Yeah.
in an interview.
Mhm.
It's like, I don't know if, because you women are in power, you're in your career.
Right.
I don't know if that intimidates. I don't know what that is.
Maybe.
But let's step out of that, right?
And then somebody said, well, you look like you're a kept woman. You look like you are kept. Yeah, by me and Jesus. I'm kept. I'm going to look good. I'm going to show up and I'm going to look good all the time.
Yeah.
You know? But I like to feel like I can sit back and be the passenger princess.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Without having to be in control of every.
Absolutely. Bob Marley said, it's a quote, and I may be paraphrasing, but he specifically, he said, the coward, a man is a coward if he comes to a woman without his intentions on courting her and loving her to the max, to the fullest.
I love
right? So I'm saying all that to say, and y'all go look that quote up because I didn't say it right, but it's the gist
We
of
get
that.
the gist.
But be intentional
Yeah.
when you coming.
The women in here is your amen corner. They
Be
just,
intentional, right?
You must be talking
Be intentional.
good. Yeah.
And it don't take much. And I don't want to give it all, but here's the thing. Because I'm a creative, be creative. It don't always have to be a STK or an Oceanair. If you put a basket together, get a bottle of wine, some cherry strawberries, a good tuna fish sandwich.
Yeah.
And we sitting down, we playing tunk outside on a blanket or Uno.
Yeah.
I love that. That's because you thought the thought is behind it.
Yeah.
And I know if you think that through, you're going to think other things through for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
I got some good women. Listen, somebody gonna get married on show because you, my girl Nikita Fox.
I love her.
You guys said the same thing. Like, it's a common theme here.
Yeah, and I want a man's man. I do. I do. I want a man's
What does
man.
that mean?
So my daddy was a man's man. He fixed things. My
My
mother
dad
used
too.
to call him Rock, but
Yeah.
he would fix things. I learned how to put brake fluid on brake because I sat up under my dad. You know, I like to see. So the features that I like to see a man's hands.
Okay.
And his arms.
Okay.
Right? His eyes.
Okay.
His smile.
Okay.
Daddy told me, if a man can't look you in your eyes, he a little shifty.
Uh-oh. Come on, Shifty.
Low down, dirty, and grimy.
Listen,
That was the song.
I feel that.
If you can't look me in my eye and converse with me,
Some
ain't right.
Something ain't right.
You keep looking to the left and to the right and up and down. You're not paying attention to me. That let me know your attention span is a little short.
right.
Okay?
Right.
Look at me.
I love
at
it.
me.
Right. I love that.
Look at me.
So we want a man that's assured of himself.
Okay.
We want a man's man, and we want someone with children. Does that matter?
It doesn't matter because I'm coming with children. I can't
Okay.
say, oh, you can't.
Yeah. Right.
You know.
Yeah.
And even my girlfriend's going to say, nah, she lying. But I am serious. Like, God can do anything, right?
Right. For sure.
If my husband come and he talking right, he don't have no kids,
Uh-oh.
and he's offering a push gift, a tummy tuck, and a vacation every 3 months and a nanny to go with us,
My God.
I might give him one.
My God.
I mean, you just don't know.
Wow. It's so many witnesses in this
You see what I'm
section.
saying? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you give it. So a push gift is like what? A car.
A car. Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Or
Okay.
a bigger home.
Okay. Or better home. Okay.
Bigger home for the family.
I love that.
Because I already have my own house.
I love that.
That could be a rental property.
That
And we
makes
can
sense.
get a bigger home. My nanny come and help me because here's the thing. I don't want to stop working. Like, I'm that girl. I want to work. I
Yeah.
mean, I have other stuff that my girls program that I'm getting started. You know, I'm in
Yes.
a
And we
life
gotta
coaching
talk about that.
class
Yes, we gotta talk
right
about
now. You know, I'm about to be certified life coach just for the young women that I'm going to pour back into. So I'm not going to say, baby, I'm not going to stop working. But if you say, honey, I don't want you to work this weekend, I got you, then I'm going to say, okay.
Okay.
How can I not say yes to that?
Uh-huh. And
Because
I have a
wanna say
meal
yes.
waiting on you when you
and
get
I got
home.
a meal, and I'm walking around my mama. What you need?
This
I'm
is
that
good to
one.
me.
Yeah,
Huh?
because you gotta know who you are
Yeah.
with whom you are with,
Yeah. For sure.
and you gotta know him as well as him knowing you.
I love that.
And I watched a lot of women growing up, you know, being with their men, loving on their men.
Yeah.
You know, and I want to love on you.
Yeah. I just watched this really incredible moment. And oh, God, Lord, I could talk to you all day. I feel like we could go on forever.
I know.
My new friend. Yay. And she says she's going to invite me to the wedding when the wedding does happen.
Oh, it's happening.
Yeah. So we're dancing.
And we're dancing all night.
All night.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about it for years. But this is the thing. I just watched Bishop T.D. Jakes pass his church over. The most powerful, one of the most powerful, the transfer of legacy, the transfer of generational whatever to his daughter. But one thing I noticed, since we're talking about relationships, I noticed how his woman, First Lady Sarita Jakes, stood behind him. She cuffed her hands under him as he was giving his farewell speech. Really, that's what it was, to the Potter's house. And passing the power over to his daughter and her husband, she cuffed him, stood right beside him. He loved on her. He thanked her for being a great woman because he said, without you, I couldn't be who I am. I mean, it was just emotional. I cried. I mean, pouring down. That kind of relationship reminded me of my parents. You know, my parents have been together since 8th grade.
My parents are still together.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? But so I'm encouraged still.
Yeah, I
you
am
know,
too.
I want that. It's hard to find it now.
It's hard to find. I think we have to create that.
Yeah.
Right. We have to, in the wanting, we have to do.
Yeah.
We have to do that.
Yeah.
When the Bible said God did not make man to be alone, to put us together, a woman innately wants to cover her man. A man innately wants to provide and protect his woman, right? But it has to be cultivated, and it has to be a dual work on both ends.
Both ends.
Because I want to stand behind you and hold you up and encourage you, whisper in your ear, you got this.
Yeah, basically what she did.
And as he's standing there, he's in his man and he's doing what he's doing, but then turn around and say, thank you for covering me.
Thank you.
And I got you.
Yep. Yeah.
Respect, love. You know, and the world that we live in, why don't we just want to do it?
Yeah.
You know, keep what you got at home. Cultivate it. You know, love on it till it get right. Try it one more time. Try it one more time.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. And that comes from relationship coach,
Ooh,
life
no,
coach.
I ain't.
No, we're speaking it. The whole theme has been speaking it to existence. Not only is she an incredible artist, gospel artist, I mean, everywhere, but she is a relationship
But you
life
know what?
coach.
I think life.
Yeah.
And experiences is the best teacher. You can go
yeah.
get all the degree, you know,
Right.
in the world.
Right.
Well, you have to experience that thing.
Yeah.
You know, and be in that thing and of that thing and have the full essence of it. So I think I've kissed a lot of frogs to know now that I deserve that prince.
That prince.
My husband.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. But see, and I take responsibility too, excuse me, because each person that I was with was a reflection of me and where I was at that point. So you have to
That's
take
what you got to realize.
You have to realize
Yeah.
that. So in my insecurity days, in my insecure days, in my days where I didn't, you know, feel so good, I was just looking for something tangible to hold on to, and it wasn't purposeful. Now I want my purpose partner.
Because
So-
what are we doing? Because if
what are
we're
we
not
doing?
doing purpose together, what are we doing?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm
Because
saying?
we're going to build the empire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
all of that. I can talk to my girl forever.
I can talk to you too. I was a little nervous, but I was just like, nah, dude. When you was like, well, what are we talking about? Just have a conversation.
Yeah. It's always the best when you do that. I love her. Do you guys love her? Clap your hands if you love. You know, we're in church. I gotta get you to. We gotta sing something before you go, but I gotta talk about what's coming up next for you. Yeah, we gotta get into all of that.
Yeah.
What's going on? Because you just snuck in that plug about your mentorship.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get into all of that.
That's gonna be my fulfillment.
Yeah.
Giving back to these young girls. I am gonna start out by teaching etiquette. It's going to be based off the book of Esther because it's the 12-month beautification process that she had to go to. Esther was an orphan. Yeah. You know, she wasn't even supposed to be in that space. And a lot of us young girls don't even feel like we belong. So getting into the spaces, but then having to be cultivated to stay in the space because you can get in a place.
Right.
But if your character is not what it calls for, they throw you right out of that space. So being
100%.
cultivated, being groomed to be in that space and stay in that space, you know. And so that's what I want to do with these young girls because I grew up not feeling so good about myself, at times. I grew up always been a thick girl. You see me on my fitness journey, and my weight fluctuates, but now I've come.
But ain't we fine though?
Oh no, I'm very fine.
That's what I'm saying. I've always been thick, but ain't never lacked in getting nobody.
And guess what? Look, even coming up when I was the thick girl, I always had a point to prove. Like, I always knew I was pretty, right? Always knew that, but I had a point to prove. So I will always go for the fine boy in school. And guess what? Kapula.
We just setting the record straight.
Huh?
Okay.
Okay, don't let this thickness fool you. Let it hold you.
Yes, and we in flesh right now. Say it with your chest.
Period.
Miss
So the
Parker.
mentorship, that's what I really want to get up off the ground. Pieces of Me, and that was my last album, Pieces of Me.
Yes,
And it was a song that I wrote from that. So can I sing a little bit of it?
I would love that.
It's going to be the song for the mentorship. It's
that.
It's an apologetic song to myself. And it says, I did you wrong.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I committed my sins.
Sing, girl.
I know I never meant to hurt you. Solely wanted to love you, but I did. And I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, nobody taught me that I should love me first.
Yeah.
I've given my all, got nothing in return. Ooh, but the love that I needed, I found it in me. Now I see. Oh, these are the pieces of me. Oh, pieces of me.
Y'all clap your virtual and in studio hands.
I love that song.
Woo!
I wrote that song from a place of brokenness but healed also. Because at the end it's just saying, I believe what God put in me. I receive everything he has for me. So I'm going from a place of feeling like I couldn't, to a place of victory. And that's what the testimony. We overcome by what?
By the blood of the
By
Lamb
the blood of the Lamb
and
and the word of our testimony.
Period.
Okay.
Listen, I don't shout me because this thing can shift in any moment.
Any moment.
Any moment.
Because God is good.
He's
man.
amazing.
He's amazing.
Oh my God! First of all, you sing.
Thank
First of all, keep writing.
Yes.
Because them lyrics. When you actually, I love. That's what I said. Acoustic. You got to do an acoustic set.
I will come back and do it for you.
Cause oh my God.
Yeah.
Because when you sit here and actually listen to the lyrics of something, because when you hear it sometimes, you're like, oh, I know that song.
Yeah.
But when you really listen,
Yeah.
that thing blessed me.
Yeah.
That thing blessed me.
So go get Pieces of Me, y'all.
Yes, please.
It's on my EP. This is me. Pieces
Yes,
of Me.
and we can get it on all digital
platforms. Yep.
Come on.
Yep.
Come on. I love that. So before you go,
Yes.
what is, of course, me and you, we have been around the wonderful, the Grammy Award winning, the amazing powerhouse herself, Lindsay Angel Johnson. Of course, you share the bond with her because of the gospel industry and in the Sunday best industry. What is a well wish or just a message or a shout out that you want to give her?
I just saw her not too long ago, and I was sitting there as I was whispering in her ear and praying for her in her ear. A well wish to her is that I just want her to know I'm her sister and I'm here. So many people have said, Yanni, why don't you just, take her up under your wing? I said, my wings are broken now, so I can't take any on anybody else's load. But what I do is when I see her, either on platforms or on social media, I hate the way they exploit her. I just want her to know that I love her, and I'm just a phone call away. Babe, we can go bowling. I can come. You can come. She can sit at my house. She's been with me. We've been together, and I already know God's gonna pull her through.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
100%. It's done.
It's done.
It's done.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
Love you, Lee.
I love that shot. Listen, we can talk to her all day, but social media. We got to follow you on social media.
Iyanna Soul Sings, YANNASOULSINGS on all platforms.
Yes, and y'all can catch Miss Crawley in a city winery.
Yeah.
And
Speak it.
I mean, I'm serious, like, because you that girl. Like,
Thank
I mean,
you.
this is the last time I seen you. We were at the Travis Malloy, Kim Burrell, Just Like Music.
Yes.
I was hosting that night.
Yeah.
But the singing that happened, you Stout, was it? Is that
Stout.
right? You and who else? It was
Jay, it was a lot of people in there. Paris Bennett.
Yes.
There was so many people in there.
It was like American Idol and Sunday Best, like coming together, right?
Yeah, it was so good.
I love that. Y'all got to continue to support my girl. We got to get you back for a part two.
I want to bring a guitar singer and just let me just go.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
We got 2 background singers here.
And so I'll send them my music. No, I'm dead serious.
No,
Would y'all
like
sing?
serious.
Okay, let's do
Yeah,
it.
let's do that.
Let's bring
And
it
can
back.
I just tag a song with you?
Heck yeah.
Let's
So
just
let's
do
do
it.
about
Let's
2
just
or
do it
3
all.
songs.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
I
that's
love
gonna
that.
be good.
That'd be dope. That'd
That's
be
gonna be
seriously dope.
very
So
dope.
you've heard it here. We're bringing it to a house in town near you.
Yeah.
And so I want you. I do this for everybody of my guests that I love.
Okay.
I want you to end the show.
Oh,
I usually have a little quote
wow.
for him. I usually do something for him.
Oh,
You take it away. Just talk to the people.
wow.
And then we love you. Thank you guys for watching. Of course, again, you tune into another episode of Real Talk with your boy, Noland Pruitt. This platform is to inspire you, to make you laugh, but ultimately to push you into better. So I love you from the host to you. And you have a good night. And I'll see y'all soon, baby. But my girl, she going to take it home, all right?
Well, y'all, thank y'all for sitting in with us. It's been a pleasure to sit here with Noland. I thank you so much for being a conversationalist and opening up some my heart to you tonight and to the audience. I just want to leave them with this. It's going to be Bible. I want you to go read your Bible.
Yeah.
Psalms 138:8. This was the scripture that I carried with me throughout the Sunday best process. I remember a quick story. I went in, I opened up the Bible, I said, God, just lead me. It landed on 138:8. God will perfect the very thing that concerns you. Whatever you're concerned about, take it to the Lord in prayer. Don't think that you have to get yourself all the way together. God wants you as you are. He just wants relationship with you. He wants you to commune with him and sit with him and talk to him. And I promise you, things will start to get a little easier and a little better. Your approach situations a little better. You won't be as anxious. It says, be not anxious for nothing, but in prayer and supplication. To supplicate means to go to him and cry. Be mad. Cry out. Scream. God hears. And I promise you, he'll send help. He will. So hold on, hold fast to his word, and just live and love and forgive as much as you can.
I love it.
Yeah.
We out of here. We love y'all.
Yeah.